Hey guys, it's Steve from Vintage Classic 71, here with another video. I know I made one yesterday, but I decided I had a little bit of free time today, so I'd make another one. Just a variety of mainly mainly Hall of Fame baseball player cards, some legends in there. So I want to start off by saying, if you guys, I've got a lot of old books and magazines, price guides, and stuff going back to when they first came out. Um, but I was looking for my stuff and I found this, the complete book the complete book of collectible baseball cards, written in 1987. It's pretty neat to go back and look. Like you can go in, um, and it'll show you different sets um, up to that point, up to the 86, because it was written in 87. And it'll tell you like the specifications, the history, for things that are pluses for that particular card set, things that are work against it in the eyes of the publishers or the writers of this, and noteworthy cards within it. And then it gives you the most interesting thing is the value. For example, the 71 Tops Super. Those of you who watched my video yesterday, I did the 19. In fact, let me go to the 70. I did the 1970 um, Top Super cards. There it is right here, Top Super. One of the things for it would be attractive large format cards. They make nice additions to a superstar or team collections. One of the things they said against it is a lot of collectors don't like the oversized cards or round corners. I don't really say that. I wouldn't say that that still holds true today. Maybe during that time, this you can buy top loaders and holders for any size card or whatever. Um, and then the value they had, the complete set valued at $125, and most of them they said run $2 to $4. Well, obviously they're not that price anymore. In fact, if I was to look in the my vintage guide, they go for a lot more than that for today. But this is just an example of some of the books and stuff. It's fun to look back and reminisce about. If you could go back, if you can get the time machine and go back and buy the cards at the prices back then and have them today would be pretty neat to do. All right. Well, enough about reminiscing about old books and magazines. I know you guys didn't tune in for that. You wanted to see some vintage cards. So we'll start out with the 1956 Topps Larry Doby. Trying to get the right spot right here. Maybe it's easy if I go further back. All right, there you go. 56 Larry Doby, the first black ball player in the American League. Just a few months after Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier, Larry Doby came along. All right, next you got a 1966 Ferguson Jenkins rookie. He's depicted with the Phillies. Came up with the Phillies. They gave up on him a little too soon. Sent him to the Chicago Cubs. Nice looking card. He's pictured with Bill Sorrell. Who I don't know much about, so I don't really know. I don't think he had much of a career in the big leagues, anyways. There's a Ferguson Jenkins rookie card. All right, next is a 1964 Ron Santo. 64 is a nice set. I have quite a few of them. I'd say I probably have about 75% of the set. So next is a 1967 Willie Mays to say, "Hey kid." Recent passing, as I mentioned in my video yesterday. I would argue with anybody he's the greatest all-around player. Could do it all. Just a great player. Probably most remembered for that catch in the World Series off of Vic Wertz's bat, running, making it over the shoulder. Not only did he catch the ball, but be able to pivot and turn without losing his balance and throw a strike back into the cutoff man. It was pretty impressive. All right, there's another 64. Here's a leaders card. These leaders cards are a good way if you're on a limited budget and you really can't afford to buy single cards of Hall of Famers and stuff. A good way to do it is perhaps is to buy a leaders card. Like this one has Sandy Koufax, Juan Marichal, Warren Spahn, and Jim Maloney. You got 3 Hall of Famers on there. Warren Spahn, the all-time winningest left-handed pitcher. I think he's got 363 wins. But like I said, it's a good way to acquire some Hall of Fame cards if you're just starting out, or if you're very limited budget on what you can spend. That's a good way to do it. All right, next up, you got the manager of the Mets at the time. It's 1965. It's a Casey Stengel, best remembered as a manager of the champion New York Yankees for many many years. He was like a dad to Mickey Mantle. But, Casey Stengel was a character. Um, it's a good card to have. I mean, it doesn't have a lot of. It's got some early playing day cards. They're expensive when he came up, and then a couple is like that as a manager. But nice card to have. Next, you got a 1960 Ernie Banks. Stop moving it, make you dizzy out there. Um, the Ernie Banks. Let's play two. Great Chicago Cub Hall of Famer. Originally a shortstop, then switched over to first base. Never had the chance to meet Ernie Banks. I do have his autograph through a friend in the military. She grew up in Chicago, was a diehard Cubs fan, so she gave me it's just a piece of paper that was signed by Ernie Banks. So I do have to add his ball. I've got all Hall of Fame baseballs, not the shelf behind me, but one that's in front of me. There's about 40 Hall of Famers up there. I need to add Ernie Banks to that collection. So, all right. Next up is a 1961 Carl Yastrzemski, his second year card. Yes, great Red Sox legend, Hall of Famer. And you got another leaders card. I'm gonna show you a couple leaders cards in a row here. From 1965. This one you got Willie Mays, Billy Williams, Orlando Cepeda. So you got three Hall of Famers on that card. Great Willie Mays right here. All right. Then we got another leaders card. This one's the National League batting leaders. You have Roberto Clemente and Hank Aaron both on there. Two of my all-time favorites. Also depicted as Rico Cardi, who himself was a good ball player. And then this is you don't see this too often. You saw it in hockey with the Bruins in 71, 72, but the National League ERA leaders are both from the same team. In other words, what I'm saying is the leaders were all from the same team or hockey team or baseball team, whatever. But this one is Sandy Koufax and Don Drysdale from the Dodgers. Two great Dodger pitching legends. All right. Next up from the Cardinals, 1965, Hall of Famer Lou Brock. Cardinals got a steal when they got him from the Cubs. That happened in 1964. He was traded from the Chicago Cubs to the St. Louis Cardinals. All right, next you got the couple Koufax cards. Here's a 61 Koufax. I like this card. I like the image. He's looks like he just finished throwing a pitch off the mound, ready to field his position. It's a shame he walked away from the game when he did. I don't know the whole story. I mean, I've read things and seen videos about it, but never got to see him play. He retired before I started watching baseball when I was 1970. I think I started watching 70, 71 is what I can remember. So he was already retired by then, but great pitcher. Here's a 58 of Koufax. I love the cards raw condition. I know these aren't graded. I got friends of mine that always tell me, send them off and get them graded. I'm happy the way they are. I mean, I don't want to keep going with something I've told you in other videos. I do buy graded cards, quite a few off of eBay, mostly. Um, I wouldn't say quite a few. I have maybe 150 to 200 graded cards, whereas I have tens of thousands of ungraded ones. So, all right, here's a 1966 of Sandy Koufax. The back of it. Guess I should have been showing you the backs of these. See what happens when you get old, you forget. Uh, Here's a 63, the year I was born, Willie Mays. Okay. These are just inventory numbers that are on the outside of the top, or not on the sleeve or the card itself. Then you got a 1962 Brooks Robinson, probably my favorite third baseman of all time. I did get a chance to see him play. In fact, I got to see him play in person at Fenway Park. Outstanding, like a vacuum over at third base. And an extremely nice guy. I had the chance to meet him on one occasion. So, one of my all-time favorites too. Another 62, another one of my all-time favorites, Mr. Tiger there, Al Kaline. All right. Then you have a 1961 Willie McCovey stretch. All right. And you get Bob Gibson, 1963 Flair. It's a small set, the Flair set. It's nice though. It's got some big names in there. From that same set, you got 1963 Flair, Carl Yastrzemski. I don't want to make you dizzy. Keep moving the card, but I can see the glare a little bit, so I'm trying to reduce it. I'm back down in my room, my sports room down here doing it today. Whereas yesterday I shot it up in the kitchen. And one more 63 Flair, the great Roberto Clemente. He's one of my favorites of all time. You got Lou Gehrig, Ted Williams, Roberto Clemente, Hank Aaron. Those are pretty much my favorite all-time players. All right, you got a 64 Clemente. The funny thing about these 64s is I've seen this Clemente card now in different card shops. I've seen a couple online. They all see it's hard to find one that's centered. Mine's miscut badly. Um, I actually need to replace it, but as you can see, it's miscut on this side. If it wasn't for that, it's the corners are good. I mean, the surface presents well. There's no surface wear or anything on there, and the back is in good shape. It's just the that cutting of the card, that 64 tops. So I'm on the lookout for a better version of that card. Here's a 72 Roberto Clemente tops. Tossing the ball up. I know it's hard with to get that in there, but he's tossing the ball and catching it. Here's another 72 of Willie Mays. I love the 72s. Colorful. It depicts the times of the very colorful things in the 70s, having grown up in that time. Psychedelic colors, tie-dye shirts. The 72 cards fit right in with that theme. So, all right, then you got a 1965 Willie Stargell, Pops from the Pittsburgh Pirates. He is shown as an outfielder. He hadn't made the transition to first base yet, so he's depicted as an outfielder on this card. A little more recent, I mean, not real no, but 1975, you got Gary Carter's rookie card. Carter's up here in the right corner. Another set that I like, this one being in the 70s. In fact, it's probably the 73 and 75, 72, 73, and 75 are my favorite sets from the 70s. I also like the 71s, but that's a very tough set to get in good shape, as you guys know, because of the black border. It shows chips and marks very easily. But that's Gary Carter's rookie card. All right, then we got a 1958 Sport Magazine All-Star of Ted Williams. The Topps card, sorry, 58 Topps. Another one from that Sport Magazine 58 All-Stars, get Warren Spahn. Brave used to have a saying, Spawn and Sane and pray for rain, because Johnny Sane, their other pitcher, was those were their two reliable pitchers. After that, it's anybody's guess what they were going to get. So um, that kind of goes in tune with the Astros used to have Richard and Ryan, Nolan Ryan and J.R. Richard. Richard and Ryan in 3 days of crying. So I guess there's always different sayings, but those stick out my head for some reason. All right, here's a 1969 of Clemente, Roberto Clemente. I guess it's better over here. Sorry. Roberto, even to this day, is a huge star in Puerto Rico. A lot of things are named after him. All right, here's a 1960 Fleer Lou Gehrig. Card number is card number 28. I also have the 61 Fleer. I have it. It's in a depicted with it's a 2 card holder. It has him and Cal Ripken in it. So that's the 60. Then you got a 1958 Al Kaline. 58's a nice set too. A lot of good stars in it. Colorful design, especially for the 50s. Then you got a 1951 Bowman, Richie Ashburn from the Phillies. This one's got a little, I guess, I've recently watched a few videos on people cleaning cars, they call it. I guess if I wanted to clean it, I probably could get that little mark right off there with a pantyhose or something, but I've never done any of that, so. But that's Richie Ashburn's card. And you got some 59 Fleer Ted Williams cards. This one is July 9th, 1946, a one-man show, it says on there. And another one from that set, it says 1946, most valuable player. And one more for you is Ted's All-Star record. It's a nice set. I mean, some of them have him fishing. They got all different. One is a Marine Corps pilot. I think I have. Well, here's one on my desk right here. This one's actually graded. 1940 Williams licks the sophomore jinx. It's a PSA 7. It's probably hard to see because I got it in plastic too. It's on my desk right there. I got a few cards that I keep out of here all the time. All right, next up I have a 1961 Eddie Matthews, the then Milwaukee Braves. Both him and Hank Aaron combined to be an awesome power for the Braves. He was later on became a manager too, but put up some big, huge numbers. Even at that time, 1961, he had 338 home runs. He had just had 39 the previous year and 46 year before that. So him and Hammer and Hank provided the Braves with some awesome power in their lineup. All right, next up we have a 1960 Robin Roberts. Great Phillies pitcher. Let's see, he at that time he had won 173 games. So, and another 1960, the great Warren Spahn, one of the greatest pitchers of all time, in my opinion. You can also, I'm also a, as you guys know, I retired from the Air Force. Besides the sheriff's department, but I love war movies, and Warren Spahn has been in a few of them. Where one of them he played a German soldier. I can't think off the top of my head which one it is, but he was a great pitcher, all-time winningest, like I've said before, left-handed pitcher with 363 wins. So here's a 58 Jim Bunning. I actually worked at the Pentagon for a while, and Jim Bunning was a senator, so I had a chance to say hi to him. I didn't really have a conversation, but I did say hello to him in passing him in the hallway. And you get the chairman of the board from the New York Yankees. What card number is this? Card number 160, 1961, Whitey Ford. Then we got a 1958 Roberto Clemente, but they say Bob Clemente. Well, which, from what I've read and heard, he wasn't crazy about the fact that they changed it from Roberto to Bob for a few year period there. Topps was doing that. In fact, I got another one following this one. But this is a 58 Clemente. Then you got a 1967 Clemente. Again, it says Bob Clemente on there instead of Roberto. All right. Then we got a 1966 Ernie Banks. And you got a 1964 Orlando Cepeda. I like the 64 set. Like I said, I have, I don't know, maybe 70% of the set. I got to work on getting some more of that done on my bucket list of collectibles, which is getting pretty long. But I will work on getting that done one day. And then we have a 1950, I think this is 59. Yeah, 57. I'm sorry, 57 Topps. Larry Doby. Help if I tell you who it was. Hall of Famer Larry Doby. He at that point in his career, he was a 284 lifetime hitter. But he was a good, solid outfielder. He became a big hitter for the White Sox. They acquired him from the Indians. The card I showed you earlier, he was wearing an Indians uniform. So, all right, the same year, 57, is Robin Roberts. You can see it better like this. There, from the Phillies. 1973, Willie McCovey. I like this card. Looks like he just followed the ball off and he's watching the path of the ball along with the catcher, who is Johnny Bench. I thought it was. So it's a nice card. You get two Hall of Famers there. And you get a 1966 Carl Yastrzemski. And a 1964 Yogi Berra. Yogi's at that point says manager on there. I don't know if he played much in 63, 64, but on this particular card it shows him as a manager. So actually, it might work better if I hold it further back. Here's a 1959 Whitey Ford. And the last one I have is a 1965 Steve Carlton rookie. He's depicted with the Cardinals there. He's right here. That's Steve Carlton right there. He went on to make his mark more with the obviously the Philadelphia Phillies. Lefty. All right. Well, that's pretty much concludes what I have for you guys today. I just wanted to put another video together. Trying this time, I'm using it. Yesterday was the first time I ever used my laptop, and I was concerned about the sound. I know on my phone it picks up very easily because my voice has. I got asthma and I'm on some medication that creates my voice like a gravelly. Sometimes doesn't come across very loud, so I was kind of concerned about it. So um, I don't know if I'll keep using the laptop or if I'll eventually go back to my phone. But I figured I'd come back down to my room today and just do this video. So, all right. Well, thank you for watching, for taking 24 minutes out of your time today. I know there's so many things you could be doing, but again, I appreciate it. Go ahead. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe if that's what you want to do. And leave me any comments, suggestions. Maybe the lighting wasn't good, or I know the lighting's an issue because I've tried different angles. Maybe next time I'll shoot it going back the other way in this room. But it's recessed lighting, so it's kind of tough. But all right, well, thank you. And my saying is keep collecting. And until I see you again, I'll talk to you again. I hope you have a great week, and may God bless you. Take care. Bye.